Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, where you receive real and authentic updates about the Iraqi Dinar. If you want to stay informed with moment-by-moment developments, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Today we're going to analyze a topic that has recently been circulating in discussions among Iraqi Dinar followers and currency observers. The claim suggests that some individuals have reportedly turned down very large purchase offers for Iraqi Dinar this week. According to these reports, buyers were allegedly offering cash deals at around $1 per dinar, yet the sellers chose not to accept the offers. The reason given is that these individuals believe the value of the dinar could increase significantly within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now, whenever stories like this begin circulating in the dinar community, it is important to pause, analyze the information carefully, and separate verifiable economic developments from market rumors or personal expectations. In financial markets, particularly those involving currencies with restricted convertibility and limited global trading access, rumors can spread quickly and often take on a life of their own. Therefore, in this analysis, we will look at what such reports might mean, how realistic these scenarios are within the current financial framework, and what the broader economic context in Iraq actually tells us about the Iraqi dinar's potential future. First, let's examine the central claim itself. The idea that individuals are being offered $1 per Iraqi dinar in private transactions is a statement that immediately raises important questions. As of now, the official exchange rate managed by the Central Bank of Iraq remains far below that level. The Iraqi dinar currently trades in a controlled environment, and the official exchange rate has historically been maintained through monetary policy tools, foreign currency auctions, and regulation of the domestic banking sector. Because of this controlled exchange system, any claim that private buyers are offering dramatically higher rates outside the formal banking system should be approached with caution. Financial markets normally do not function with such large price gaps between official rates and private transactions without significant regulatory, legal, and logistical barriers appearing. For a currency to jump to such a valuation, there would usually need to be a series of transparent economic steps such as monetary policy announcements, banking sector adjustments, international financial coordination, and clear signals from government institutions. Another important factor to consider is the nature of the Iraqi dinar itself. Unlike major global currencies that trade freely on international foreign exchange markets, the dinar operates within a partially managed monetary system. The Central Bank of Iraq plays a major role in stabilizing the exchange rate, maintaining foreign currency reserves, and ensuring that Iraq's economy has access to international trade financing. These responsibilities mean that any major change to the value of the currency would almost certainly be communicated through official channels rather than through informal private deals. However, the existence of rumors or private offers does highlight something that has always been present in the dinar community expectations. Over the years, many followers of the Iraqi dinar have believed that the currency could appreciate significantly in value if Iraq continues rebuilding its economy, strengthening its institutions, and expanding its role in global energy markets. Iraq is one of the world's largest oil producers, and its energy exports generate substantial revenue for the national budget. Because of this, some observers believe that long-term economic growth could eventually support a stronger national currency. But expectations alone do not determine currency value. Exchange rates are influenced by a wide range of macroeconomic factors, including inflation, money supply, fiscal policy, trade balances, government stability, and international financial integration. For Iraq, these factors remain part of a gradual and ongoing reform process. The country has made progress in rebuilding infrastructure, modernizing the banking sector, and improving financial transparency, yet these developments typically unfold over years rather than weeks. The idea that a major currency shift could occur within 2 to 3 weeks, as suggested by some of the individuals reportedly turning down offers, would represent an extremely rapid change in monetary policy. While markets can move quickly in certain circumstances, central bank policy changes involving national currencies are generally announced carefully and implemented through structured frameworks. Governments and central banks aim to maintain financial stability, and sudden unannounced revaluations can create significant disruption to trade, banking, and public finances. It is also important to recognize the difference between speculation and verified financial activity. Stories about private offers sometimes emerge in communities where assets are not widely traded through transparent exchanges. Without documented transactions, verified banking records, or confirmation from financial institutions, it becomes difficult to confirm whether such offers are real, exaggerated, or simply misunderstood. From an economic perspective, if large institutional buyers truly believed that the Iraqi dinar would reach or exceed $1 in the near future, such expectations would likely be reflected in broader financial indicators. We would expect to see signals such as major policy announcements from Iraqi authorities, changes in international currency trading platforms, or statements from global financial organizations. Up to this point, the publicly available economic data does not indicate an immediate shift of that magnitude. That being said, the continued interest in the Iraqi dinar does reflect something real. Iraq remains an economically significant country with large natural resources and a strategic role in the global energy market. Over the long term, economic development, political stability, and financial reforms could strengthen Iraq's economic position. When countries improve fiscal management, increase productivity, and diversify their economies, their currencies can gradually gain stability and credibility in international markets. In the short term, however, Iraq continues to manage several economic challenges. Like many resource-dependent economies, it remains closely tied to oil price cycles. Government budgets rely heavily on energy revenue, which means fluctuations in global oil markets can directly affect public spending, infrastructure investment, and fiscal stability. Managing this dependence is one of the key priorities for economic policymakers in Baghdad. Another factor is the modernization of Iraq's banking and payment systems. In recent years, Iraq has been working to improve financial compliance, digital payments, and anti-money laundering frameworks. These reforms are important because they strengthen the country's integration with global financial institutions. The more transparent and reliable a financial system becomes, the easier it is for international investors and banks to participate in that economy. Currency stability also depends on maintaining adequate foreign reserves. The Central Bank of Iraq has historically focused on maintaining strong reserves to support the dinar and ensure the country can meet its international obligations. These reserves act as a financial cushion, allowing the central bank to intervene in currency markets when necessary and maintain confidence in the monetary system. When observers discuss the possibility of major currency changes, they often overlook how complex these policy decisions really are. Adjusting a national currency involves balancing domestic economic needs with international trade competitiveness. A stronger currency can make imports cheaper, but may reduce the competitiveness of exports outside the oil sector. Policymakers must carefully weigh these trade-offs. The stories about individuals refusing private offers also reveal an important psychological aspect of financial markets belief and patience. Some people prefer to hold assets based on long-term expectations rather than accept immediate offers. This is common in many types of investments, from real estate to commodities to collectibles. Investors often decide that the potential future value is more attractive than the current price. However, responsible financial decision-making always requires careful research, diversification, and risk awareness. Currency markets can be unpredictable, and even strong economies experience fluctuations over time. No asset class is guaranteed to move in a specific direction within a fixed time frame. For followers of the Iraqi dinar, the most reliable approach is to focus on verifiable economic indicators coming directly from official institutions. Key developments to watch include policy statements from Iraq's central bank, fiscal reforms from the Iraqi government, progress in banking sector modernization, and broader macroeconomic data such as inflation, GDP growth, and oil revenue management. International cooperation is another important signal. Iraq works with global financial institutions and international partners on economic reforms, infrastructure projects, and financial governance. These partnerships can play a major role in shaping the long-term economic outlook. It is also worth noting that economic transformation rarely happens overnight. Countries that strengthen their currencies typically do so through gradual improvements in productivity, investment, education, and governance. These long-term developments create the foundation for sustained economic stability. In the case of Iraq, progress continues, but the timeline is measured in years rather than weeks. Infrastructure rebuilding, energy sector expansion, and financial modernization are all ongoing processes that require time, investment, and political coordination. So when we hear stories suggesting that dramatic currency shifts could occur within a very short period, the most responsible response is careful analysis rather than immediate excitement. Financial history teaches us that major economic changes almost always leave visible signals in policy announcements, banking systems, and international markets before they occur. The individuals who reportedly turned down offers may genuinely believe in a much higher future valuation for the Iraqi dinar. That belief reflects optimism about Iraq's future and confidence in the country's economic potential. But until official economic indicators confirm significant monetary changes, such expectations remain speculative. For viewers following developments around the Iraqi dinar, the most valuable strategy is staying informed through credible sources, monitoring real economic reforms, and maintaining realistic expectations about how currencies evolve over time. Iraq's economic story is still unfolding. The country possesses significant natural resources, a young population, and strategic importance in global energy markets. With continued reforms and stable governance, Iraq has the potential to strengthen its economic foundation in the years ahead. Whether that eventually leads to a stronger national currency will depend on the success of those reforms and the broader performance of the Iraqi economy over time. Thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar News. If you want to stay updated with responsible and factual coverage of developments affecting the Iraqi dinar and Iraq's economy, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. And as always, please remember that this content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice, and viewers should always conduct their own research or consult qualified financial professionals before making any investment decisions.